Hello everyone, and hope you're all having an amazing day or had an amazing day depending on your current time zone. So today's the big day, guys. If you didn't get a chance to, unfortunately, yesterday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time was the last your last chance to actually enter for the giveaway today, which will be announced at the end of this video. I will go through all the details and all the information that if you are the winner, obviously I'm going to need you to send me an email and I have to verify that it's you, of course, and then confirm all the details, and then obviously we'll send out the prize. So just note that it is a custom t-shirt though, so please allow up to 8 weeks for you to receive the t-shirt. I'll do an expedited request, obviously, so that way I can get it out to you, but just want to make sure that you are aware. And good luck to everybody, or good luck to each of you guys that obviously followed the rules. So today I'm going to get into a little bit of detail on my oldest daughter and her three-year update after her kidney transplant. So her 3-year kidney transplant update. It's not officially 3 years exactly. Her 3 years will be in August. But still want to kind of give you a little bit of insight as to where she is today versus where she was 3 years ago. Prior to her transplant, how she's doing, how she's recovering, what is her challenges currently. So just wanted to kind of do a video on, just her progression today, where she is. All right. So hello. For those of you guys that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kathy, and on Mondays I do videos all about fashion, accessories, just fun things that I enjoy doing to keep my mind off of the second half of the week videos, which are all about my girls and their journeys with two diseases: tuberous sclerosis complex, or TSC, and FSGS. TSC being tumors that can grow in any major organ throughout your body, and FSGS being a form of kidney disease that causes damage to the glomeruli, which is the kidney filtration that can lead to kidney failure, kidney dialysis, kidney transplant. It all depends on the progression of the disease. So if you're interested in either or, please hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so you can be notified on all of my latest videos. And please don't forget to hit the like button and comment below. Let me know what you think of today's video. So let's get started. The biggest hurdle for any transplant, any kidney transplant patient, because that's really where our experience is, right? It's just maintaining some level of normalcy, right? So you have to go to every 3 months. In the beginning, you have to go to see her doctor or her professional. So kidney doctor, they have to check her heart. They have to check. She has to go to a bunch, lung doctor. So her regular doctor. So it's just a series of doctors that she has to continuously see to make sure that obviously everything is working good and she's not running into any issues. Kidney surgeon obviously is one of the most critical because they got to make sure that obviously everything looks good, numbers are good. So she has to go through a series of testing. That means blood work. You have to go in to check your blood pressure. You have to go in to get an update on your tacrolimus, which is key to obviously her kidney obviously not failing. So we want to make sure that she's consistent with her kidney medication, which she has been. Right now, her biggest struggle obviously is it's not really managing her medication, because she's really good at that. It's her biggest struggle right now is for some reason, her severe anxiety just could be debilitating. Like, she'll be okay one day and then the next day she'll be horrible. So we're trying to find the perfect medication, kind of balance her out on top of all the other things that she's doing, such as meditation, walks, constant breathing exercises, just the same routine consistently. So try to get her out of that mindset, whatever it is that's causing her to, it's almost like a blockage right now where she can't move forward. Big key to that is anytime she feels somewhat of pressure to get something done that's really important, or if she has some major responsibility that's put on her, definitely it's kind of like she short circuits for some reason, and she literally is paralyzed, which is very common for anyone with severe anxiety. A big part of that is obviously she wants to be successful. She wants to be able to move on and get a very good a job. She has her business going, which is great, but she's still struggling to manage it because of the severe anxiety and worrying about failing. So failure is definitely a big part of her every day. Like, she's worried about, and a lot of it too has to do with her. She's worried about everything. Like if she's gonna go out to go do an errand, she's panicking that she's gonna get sick or something's gonna happen, and then she's not gonna have anybody there to help her out. Where she used to just go do her errand and not even worry about it. So a lot of it has to do with just more of a paranoia that's overcome her, and we're trying to get her brain to kind of kickstart back and just kind of normalize herself, which is it's really difficult right now because she's finally got her transplant, so she should be on the move and be good, but this anxiety is really overtaking her. So some big numbers that she's taken, and I'll list a couple of these key, like blood work, stuff like that, and what it is. I obviously I'm not gonna put every single thing, but I wanted to kind of give you where she is, like her MCH, her MCHC, her RDW, her platelets, which are great. Everything MPV is all normalized. Her white blood cells, her RBCs, her hemoglobin, hematocytes, crites, bear with me, her MCV, these are all in good places. So her lymphocytes absolute, all those numbers are good. So I kind of want to look to see where she is, kind of, obviously the bigger part when it comes to kidney transplant. Okay, so creatinine. Creatinine, obviously, you want to be in an 0.5 to 0.96 range. When you get a kidney transplant, it does take some time to for your creatinine to continue to go down. Last time she got checked, which was about 3 months ago, your creatinine, okay, so let me back up a little bit. Your creatinine is the biggest indicator of having any kidney issues, right? Or when you go and you urinate, when you go and do, you check your urine, that is probably the best indicator if you see any protein loss in your urine. So something that you definitely want to go whenever you go to see your doctor, especially if you get as you get a little bit older, or if you have any history of kidney issues, I highly recommend that you go do a urine test just to check your protein levels, make sure that you're not losing any protein, because a healthy kidney shouldn't be losing any protein, just so you're aware. The only time, obviously, it'll be a quick issue is like if you work out really heavy, or you're on some kind of a protein supplement. It shouldn't last more than a few hours or a day where you lose a little bit of protein, and obviously you shouldn't be losing any protein consistently. So driving factor for any issues that you, big indicator for kidney damage again, if you are losing losing any protein in your kidney, in your urine, then definitely want to get a little bit more detail from your doctor and work with him or her to find out what's going on. You might need some additional testing. Again, it could be anything else too, right? You could be sick or something else, but definitely recommend to continue pushing on if you do see that you are losing protein, or if you have any high creatinine levels in your blood work, or any low creatinine levels in your blood work. You definitely want to get checked. So hers is actually at 1.55, which is really good, just based off of her kidney transplant. And the reason why it's good is because with any kidney transplant, your creatinine levels take a while to start going down. Doctor said by the 3-year mark, which is in about August, which we have been seeing the trending going down. He indicated to us that we will start seeing her levels slowly start to decrease, which will get her into the normal range. Where she was 3 months ago, she was about 1.65, so she's gone down tremendously. She's gone down about 0.10 since 3 months ago. So as you can see, it is trending down, which is a huge positive in the right direction. One thing that she has been battling actually was one of the reasons why she ended up getting a portion of her PTH removed, or a big portion of her PTH removed, was because she had it would go from low to high levels of calcium, and that's really important to manage a good kidney health. Right now she did show 8.5, normal levels is about 8.6 to 10.2. All she has to do really is take some Tums, which will level out the calcium, which her doctor did tell her, he recommended to her. So something that he pushed to make sure that she's taking it properly, just to keep the levels not from fluctuating too much or too tremendous. But so far so good. Her calcium level has been really good, just a little bit low, which is really actually not really anything to worry about. Right. So her TACRA level was a little bit low, is about 4.8. The range that they wanted her in is between 5 and 20. They did adjust her medication. TACRA is probably the one medication that they typically do fix or adjust consistently. Reason why is obviously it is a huge part of, or a huge part of her medications that she takes. When it comes to Tacro, that's literally one of the medications that helps prevent her from losing her kidney. So kidney transplants are, obviously are very, very. You have to, definitely be very aware and very. Definitely want to be cautious when you have any type of a transplant. Kidney transplants need a lot of care, a lot of caressing. You need a lot of therapeutic medications to make sure that it's stable. And she doesn't, with my daughter, she is very good with taking her medications. So when you do have any type of transplant, you have to be consistent with your medications, especially your anti-rejection medications. Something like tacrolimus is key to just with any type of immunosuppressant medications. Being cautious and being aware of your numbers is really a driving factor to the longevity of any type of transplant. With any type of suppressant, to just know that that does lower your immunity to any type of other diseases. So you have to be really careful and just be aware of your surroundings. Let's put it like that. So just a little bit about our journey with kidney transplant. For my daughter, she was, if you haven't seen any one of my other videos about my daughter, she was on dialysis for close to 8 years. A big reason for that and why she couldn't get back on the list, because she was young. Actually, she's still young. She's not even 30 yet. So the biggest struggle with my daughter was because of her meningitis infection that she caught several years back, and that was really what kept her off the pretty much the transplant list. So in order for you to become active on the transplant list, you have to be cleared by all of your doctors, several specialists. So they have to go through your records, make sure that you will be a successful transplant. A big majority of the reason why she wasn't allowed to get on that list was specifically because she had gotten a meningitis infection a few years back. In the beginning, probably about 2 years into her original kidney transplant. We don't know how she got it. Unfortunately, it was just something that came about. Could have gotten it from the hospital that she was visiting and stuff like that. So that was a huge factor for us, which was the biggest struggle. Definitely one of the biggest challenges that we had through our 7.5 years of her on dialysis. We went through several hospitals. We kept battling, but we never accepted that she's not ready for a transplant, right? So the biggest thing about transplants too, and being a part of or getting active on a transplant list, you can be on a transplant list. So my daughter was on the transplant list, she just wasn't active. And what that means is that you start collecting points. You're young, especially if you're young, you start collecting points, right? So what ends up happening is that once you become active on that list, you shoot up to the top, because you've been sitting on it for so long, and now that the doctors have released you to become active, you start moving a lot faster up the list, which is great for her. Once they gave her the go ahead, it took her about 3 months to be called. So that was the good part there. But it took us 7 to 7.5 years to become active on the list, which was the most brutal several years of our lives, right? So we were going from hospital to hospital trying to get approved on the list, but they kept denying her because of her previous history of her meningitis infection. So that was a big hindrance for us. So those people that are waiting for a kidney transplant and they have some kind of infection than they had prior to, is definitely a bigger struggle than someone that's very healthy otherwise and just needs a kidney. So just be mindful of that. It's more about the worrying about, okay, how is this person going to take that transplant, right? And because there's so many it's not a lot of organs for the amount of people that are on the list, they need to make sure that they're selecting the right people that they know is going to be a successful transplant, so that unfortunately, they're not wasting the actual organ. So, it's the brutal fact is just that. I mean, it really is. There's nothing else that really could be said about it. We understood but we were very frustrated because we knew that my daughter was ready for it, but we understood why we had to wait. The biggest factor, though, that I'm glad that we didn't just sit back and say, oh, it's just going to happen. No, every other year we were fighting to get on that list, and we finally got it 3 years ago. So, and she was successful. You know, it took her a little bit of time for her kidney to start working, but once it started working, she started doing really great. So just be mindful that if you are waiting on the list for quite some time for a kidney donation, and once you get that kidney transplant, more than likely it's going to take a little bit of time for your kidney to start kicking in because you've been without a kidney for so long, right? So just note that's really some of the stuff that we ended up having to deal with. So for all her other stuff, everything looked good. Her random protein was a little bit low. It was value was 4. You want it normal range is about 5 to 24 milligrams. So stuff that we're just looking out for, right? But her creatinine random was great, right in the middle. So little things here and there that we have to keep an eye on. So if we do see something that's a little bit of a red flag, note it for the next time we go and get the blood work. You just got to stay on top of this stuff because if there's any small changes, you want to note it and then go ahead and make sure you take care of it prior to it getting worse. So that's why I recommend anybody that has had a transplant, stay on top of your blood work, stay on top of your visits. Don't slack, because as soon as you slack is when stuff can get bad, and then you have to play cleanup, and then it becomes a very stressful situation or scenario where you can lose your transplant. So just note that there. So she's doing good so far. A big part of where she is right now that we need to continue to focus on is her severe anxiety. We note that, we understand that, we are aware of it. So our focus is again to get her back to just being okay, or at least get a little bit more normalized and get her brain, kind of back to where she can go ahead and do her errands without freaking out, right? So, yeah, it's a tough one because I've been there and I know how hard it is. It is, you definitely have to have a strong will and a strong mindset to be able to get through it. So yeah. So just a reminder, guys, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse. I do not have any history in medication or in medicine, period. This is all just real life experiences. This is stuff that we deal with, and just kind of give you guys some insights of what we deal with, what we've seen in our journey throughout these past years with kidney disease and kidney failure, transplant, dialysis. We've been through it all. So I thought that, hopefully you guys get a little bit of information and stuff that you might not have been aware of, or you weren't sure, or if you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to ask, because that's what we're here for. And that was the whole purpose of me creating this channel, was to make sure that any little insight that we have that you might get out of this channel, hopefully it helps you guys out in the future. Okay, so hope you enjoyed my video and I hope you got some information from it. Don't hesitate to comment below. So I'm going to go over the contest details in full. So officially this is called the 1,000 subscribers giveaway. I finally reached a huge milestone for my channel, which I'm super proud about. So the official contest rules, I did post it on each of my videos. Just note this is a $50 Visa gift card and a custom t-shirt giveaway. I'll show you right here. What I have to do is obviously wait for the t-shirt to come in, because I want to ship it out with the Visa gift card. The contest is conducted obviously through my channel. So the terms are in there. I'm not going to read every single thing, but just note that you do have to live in the USA or in Europe, have to be 18 years of age or older, and then in order to participate. So you have to enter the contest. You do have to like my video. This is obviously, it's too late now, so it would have been yesterday, the last day, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like my video, post with the pink heart, follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and on my Instagram. But obviously, if the t-shirt size isn't available, I have to go with a different size. I'll go up, so that way, hopefully it could be subject to change slightly, the style just a little bit, but nothing too major. Just note that. Okay, that's it. So read the description. Make sure you understand the contest overview for anyone who has entered. Obviously, what I did was I went through and I found every single user that did post with a pink heart and that followed me in all 3 platforms as well as like my video. And then I went and obviously I went and I had to go through and do a select list of everybody and put them into my purse. Okay. All right, you guys are all in here. I'm gonna mix it up. Okay. All right. And the winner is dun, 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 Miss Esther. Woo! Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for entering into my contest. I'll probably hold another one at my 2,000 mark. So just keep an eye out, right? So we're quickly going up, right? So congratulations, Miss Esther. Just note that you do have to send me an email to this email address. It's also listed underneath, so if you don't capture it in the video, obviously, it's listed underneath. It will have to be from your profile, right? So I have to be able to verify that it's you, of course. Send me your size, name, first and last name, and your address so that I can go ahead and ship out those items for you. Obviously, it could take up to 8 weeks. I just want to make sure that I note that. If you have any questions, feel free to, again, send me your questions in the email. I'll be more than happy to respond to you. I want to thank you for entering into my contest and for all you guys that took the time out to enter as well. Thank you so much. Super excited. I can't wait for you to receive the prize. Yeah, I was trying to think of anything else here. Oh, Miss Esther, you have up to 48 hours to respond, and if not, I will have to call out on a new winner. So just want to make sure that I note that. So you have 48 hours to respond, to send me an email, again, to this email right here, this email address right here, and let me know that you are, you still want the prize. All right? All right, guys, thank you so much again for taking the time out to check out my video. Congratulations again to Miss Esther. Thank you guys again for joining me today and for my last few videos. Hope to see you guys again soon. And please don't forget to focus through and evolve. Ciao.